near the water. More of the same tomorrow, just like today. Sunny, highs mostly sticking to the low to mid 50s. Next chance of rain late Friday morning. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
It's Wednesday, the 6th of February, 2019, coming up on KCBS.
I'm Megan Goldsby in San Francisco, where after several hours, PG&E shuts off a gas line that was severed by a construction crew.
Our team coverage of that gas line explosion and fire will continue next hour.
And the political crisis in Virginia is spinning out of control after the state's attorney general now confesses putting on blackface in the 1980s. More next from CBS News. Good afternoon, I'm Jeff Bell.
I'm Patty Rising.
When you need to know, KCBS AM, KFRC FM, and HD1. San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, a radio.com station.
4 o'clock.
Well, we are apparently having some problems connecting with our network. We'll take a quick break and come back with more.
We don't take a break from what we do.
We're told this fire's gone to 2 alarms.
We are on the news watch around the clock.
Firefighters still at the scene of a very active fire, so if you're seeing smoke from the area of 101 and 680 in East San Jose, that's what we're talking about.
When you need to know, turn to us. All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. We don't take a break from what we do.
News this hour, CAL FIRE has finally revealed the cause of what was once the deadliest, most destructive wildfire in California history.
We are on the news watch around the clock.
PG&E disputed from the start that its equipment sparked the Tubbs fire.
When you need to know, turn to us. All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
And now, a Catch the Vision moment with Bill and Kathleen from American Vision Windows.
At American Vision Windows, it's not just business. It really is about our customers and our employees and their lives, because their lives matter.
At American Vision Windows, we empower our teams to do more, to go further, and to add humanity to the bottom line.
Our San Diego General Manager, Alex, had this to say.
I really love working for American Vision Windows and working as a team and as a family. You feel happy to come to work every day.
Revolutionizing the home improvement industry, one customer at a time, while changing the lives of our employees for the better. American Vision Windows.
This month, American Vision Windows is offering a free upgrade to the beautiful Del Mar Series window with sound suppression technology plus free expert installation. Call 888-539-3344. That's 888-539-3344 or visit AmericanVisionWindows.com. CSLB number 778326 cannot be combined with any other offer. Some restrictions apply. Offer expires 2/28/19.
Catch the vision. Catch the vision. American Vision Windows.
Are you scared to put money in your bank for fear of IRS or state seizure for taxes you owe? Are you worried about filing a return because you haven't filed in a few years? Or have you received an audit notice in the mail and don't know what to do? Then contact the law offices of Robert Goldstein today, because this is what we do. We work to stop IRS and state seizures for taxes you owe. We may be able to settle your tax debt for pennies on the dollar with an offer in compromise. We prepare past due returns, even if you have no records. We represent you before the IRS or state in an audit. I'm tax attorney Robert Goldstein, and my firm always offers a free consultation so we may openly discuss your legal options without any added pressure. We are a local firm with offices throughout the Bay Area. To schedule your free consultation, call us toll-free 1-888-TAX-EXIT. That's 888-TAX-EXIT. 888-TAX-EXIT, and make us your last stop.
It's 4:03 at the Bay Area's news station, KCBS. We apologize for the technical issues bringing you the World News Roundup from New York City. Apparently some problems at their end. We're troubleshooting right now. I'm Jeff Bell.
I'm Patty Rising.
We'll take a quick moment here to bring you up to speed on the developing story in San Francisco. This is a 3-alarm fire that was burning for hours in the vicinity of Geary Boulevard and Park Avenue.
Yeah, the good news, PG&E crews have capped the gas leak that sparked that explosion and ensuing fire. Happened shortly after 1 in San Francisco's Inner Richmond district today. The good news, no injuries. Everybody is unaccounted. Everybody who was unaccounted for is accounted for. We have live team coverage. That's coming up in about 5 minutes.
In other news this afternoon, remember what a big deal it was when the Obama administration administration decided to lay down some serious regulations on the payday lending industry. And those days are past. KCBS's Rebecca Corral reports on the Trump administration's proposal to gut the new rules.
First, a little history on the payday loan regulations from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau under the Obama administration.
The CFPB put in a requirement that the payday lender has to do some due diligence to make sure that the loan recipient has the means, in other words, the income, to pay the loan back.
LA Times business columnist David Lazarus.
If that person does not have that means, they can't make the loan. Now, this is good. This is just common sense. Needless to say, it completely undermines the business model of the payday lending industry, and that's why they've been fighting it tooth and nail ever since.
Lazarus says the industry finally got a friend to help in the fight.
Well, there's new management in charge. The Trump administration having taken over after running on a pledge to undo the CFPB and dial back the regulations that have been put in place over the financial services sector.
A 2-week payday loan comes with an annual interest rate of nearly 400%, which the CFPB admits is very costly, but not illegal. The new rules, which would have gone into effect late this summer, are now stalled until fall of 2020 after an administration overhaul. Rebecca Corral, KCBS.
A federal lawsuit has been filed against Oakland police in connection with the shooting death of a homeless man last year. KCBS's Carrie Hudasek reports from Oakland, where civil rights attorney John Burris spoke about the case.
32-year-old Joshua Pollock was shot by 4 Oakland cops last March after they responded to a call about an armed man lying unconscious between 2 West Oakland houses. The complaint filed by attorney John Burris says officers fired gunshots while Pollock was still half asleep.
The outrageous component of this to me is that you awaken a person from sleep and they make a human movement like, where am I? Looking around in response to the noise, and they're shot. They're killed. It's unconscionable to me.
Police say Pollock's actions posed an immediate threat to officers, but Burris argues body cam video shows his gun stayed right beside him the entire time.
He never pointed anything at the officers. He never threatened them. He never said anything.
Burris tells KCBS it's unknown if Pollock was a violent person, but he did have a history of mental illness. The Pollock family is now calling for the 4 officers to be criminally prosecuted for murder. In Oakland, Carrie Hudasek, KCBS.
Teachers in Oakland seem headed for a strike, even though the school district insists it is trying hard to avoid one. KCBS reporter Doug Sovereign says the two sides remain at loggerheads over the district finances.
Oakland Unified School District Superintendent Kyla Johnson-Trammell wants to make one thing very clear as both a former Oakland teacher and principal and current OUSD parent.
We support our teachers and do not want to strike.
But she says the district can't afford to raise teachers' pay 12% over 3 years and reduce class sizes because it is hemorrhaging students, losing 25% of them to charter schools.
The bottom line is that Oakland Unified School District has too many schools for the number of students we serve.
So she wants to slash $22 million from the budget and consolidate some schools. Union First Vice President Ishmael Armendariz, a middle school special ed teacher, says that's the wrong way to free up money to pay teachers who won't walk out if the district meets their demands.
If we can get a fair proposal to the table, we are always willing to, and we are looking for a deal. And so if we can get there, then we are willing to have conversations around that.
But at the moment, there are no face-to-face talks scheduled at all. In Oakland, Doug Sovereign, KCBS.
Just trying to find KCBS traffic and weather together. Cheryl Rains here with that from your local Honda Dealers Traffic Center.
San Mateo Bridge, very slow. We had an earlier crash, Hayward, East 92 past the toll plaza. It's been clear for about 20 minutes now. Still slow, though, from 101 crossing to Span. Nimitz is bad, North 880 Maury to A Street. And trouble on 680 through Fremont with our Chilton Auto Body Collision Cam is John Atkinson.
A long trip getting over the Sunol grade this afternoon, northbound 680. We had a crash near Washington, another near Sheridan. Both of those now have been cleared, so the lane's all open, but we're heavy from just north of Scott Creek Road, and that's going to be mostly on the brakes all the way over the hill out to Andrade Road.
Heavy out of Castro Valley, East 580 Eden Canyon to Santa Rita Road, where an accident's being moved from the right lane to the shoulder, and still very slow in Napa. They've had trouble with the signal lights, Highway 121 at Sonoma Highway and Highway 121 at Old Sonoma Road. Your next update, 418 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
There are KCBS Bay Area weather forecast calling for another rather cold night ahead here. We're talking about mostly clear skies and the temperatures dropping all the way to the mid-20s in the North Bay, the low 30s inland, 30s to low 40s around the Bay and at the coast. Tomorrow is going to look and feel a lot like today. That means a mix of sun and clouds and rather cool conditions, temperatures upper 40s to the mid-50s. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
When you need to know, turn to us.
News this hour, Cal Fire has finally revealed the cause of what was the deadliest, most destructive wildfire in California history. The Taps Fire of October 2017.
We are the Bay Area's news station. All News 106.9.
Guys, I'm glad you're watching. Welcome to San Francisco.
We have some good news to report about that gas line explosion and big fire in San Francisco. PG&E crews have capped that gas leak. We have live team coverage. We're going to first turn to our own Megan Goldstein. Megan?
And Patty, this all started just before 1:30 this afternoon. That's when third-party contractors were doing underground fiber optic work and constructing gas line for the next 2 hours. Plus, we've been watching a column of flames higher than all the buildings on this intersection around it, shooting into the air. But just after 3:30, PG&E finally did shut off that gas line. It was interesting. It was like someone flipping off the stove. The flames just disappeared. Now, 5 buildings in all in the intersection were damaged for Parker and Geary. That's according to San Francisco Fire Chief Joanne Hayes White, who said she'd hoped this would be under control sooner.
Certainly, the fire chief and the residents, yes, the sooner the better. I can say they're working very diligently, PG&E. But yes, I would have liked to have seen it mitigated sooner. But again, I want to say that it's a complex incident, and right now, that I'm happy because right now we've had no reported injuries. That's the main objective. There's property damage. We're not happy about that. Certainly, life safety is always our main goal.
We are expecting another update from the chief and PG&E at 4:30 this afternoon. This explosion sent people terrified, running for their lives, and even more people who came out to the police scene to watch this scene. KCBS's Margie Schaefer has been talking with some of them. She joins us now live.
That's right. So I'm here at the corner of Anza and Parker, and right now it just looks like a lake, to be honest. All that water that was put on the plane, now just laking up there, and yellow fire hoses snaking on the ground. I'm with Brandon Harimi, who lives nearby. And what did you hear when this explosion went off?
Yeah, so I live about 2 blocks away, and just as it was happening, it kind of sounded like an airplane that was kind of too close to the ground, so it was a really loud whooshing noise. Briefly after that, you started hearing the sirens coming in, and then it became very obvious that something was going on at that point.
And you were telling me that you actually are involved in some politics, and it's a little ironic.
Yeah, so I'm a member of the San Francisco chapter of the Democratic Socialists of America. Was at the protest at the PUC, I believe was a week or so ago. We were actually protesting the bailout of PG&E because of all the damage that PG&E has done. So when I found out this was a gas leak, I quickly headed over to check out and see, what had actually happened and who was actually involved in what happened here.
Your coalition also found out that it's unusual for it to take this long to turn off.
No, a lot of the data we looked at saw that PG&E has a sort of track record of taking several hours to turn off gas leaks. And you would think after what happened in San Bruno and a lot of what's been going on, especially with a lot of the fires that are going, that PG&E would have better safety precautions for these kind of things.
It's kind of sad because the place that you enjoy eating is gone.
Yeah, absolutely. I've lived in the neighborhood for 8 years. Hong Kong Lao Shu has been such an important part of the neighborhood. When friends and family visit the city, I usually take them there. I'm really hoping that the business owners and the people that live above the business will be able to get somewhere to stay. That they'll be able to make up for all the revenue that they lost. And I really hope that that they're all going to be doing as well as they can in these kind of troubling times.
Thank you so much, Brandon Harimi. Also, one girl I spoke with, she has to find a place to sleep tonight because even though her apartment wasn't destroyed, she has smoke damage. And also, people also very concerned about the 38 not going down Geary, about how that might impact some commutes. That's the situation from here and what people are saying live in San Francisco. Margie Schaefer, KCBS.
Thank you, Margie. You also need to point out that fire investigators have pointed out that the explosion was sparked by third-party contractors, by private contractors who were putting fiber optic cables underneath the ground at that intersection. Officials, meantime, say air quality in the area has been affected. Christine Rosales is a spokeswoman for the Bay Area Air Quality Management District. She tells KCBS a team of air monitors is on the scene.
The Air District has inspectors on site, and they are telling
impacts from this fire are mostly localized, and so that is great news, but obviously if you smell smoke, it's best to avoid it by staying indoors with your windows and doors closed.
By the way, we're reminding you, if you're just joining us, that fire is out, but Rosales says the air quality in that immediate area could be bad for another hour or two.
And Maddie, we're told that fire officials will be holding a news briefing in about 15 minutes. We hope to bring that to you. We'll certainly get you the headlines from that. Do stay tuned for continuing live team coverage of this afternoon's gas explosion in fire in San Francisco's Richmond district.
On we go to the KCBS Sports Line. Kevin, the Red talking about the never-ending story. The Raiders looking for a temporary home next season.
Yeah, here we are, February 6th. We still don't know where the team's going to play their home games. The Raiders were reportedly in talks to play 7 home games at Oracle Park, the Giants' home. That deal would include no home games until the baseball season concludes. So the Raiders would play all 4 preseason games in the first on the road in that case, but the 49ers have already said they would not waive their territorial rights. So in order for that deal to be approved, the NFL owners would have to vote on it, and the Raiders would need a majority of the 30 owners to say yes to override the 49ers' veto. We don't think that would happen. The options then would be a return to the Coliseum or the least preferable for Mark Davis, Sherry Levi Stadium, with the 49ers. And Scott Osler, I thought, brought up a great point. He said one of the reasons why Mark Davis doesn't want to play at Levi Stadium is that Raider fans will show up. They will figure out, hey, this isn't so bad. Why the heck are they moving to Vegas? In the NBA, will Anthony Davis be moving to L.A.? The Pelicans considering the Lakers' offer of all their young talent, Ball, Kuzma, Ingram, Hart, Zubats, plus 2 number-1 picks for Davis. Pelicans head coach Alvin Gentry says he is not involved.
I coach the team. And whoever's available to play, that's who I play. That's where my focus is right now. He is, but we're not going to play him until after the trading deadline. I think you can understand that. I think everybody can understand that.
The Pelicans at the Bulls tonight. Davis will sit the trade deadline noon tomorrow. The Warriors host the Spurs, and San Antonio will sit LaMarcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan designated rest days for those two. Sports at 15 and 45 and All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
Valentine's Day is coming, and whether you've just fallen in love or been married for decades, Barron's has the perfect gift. Hi, this is Ronnie Heller, president of Barron's. From sterling silver fashion earrings starting from just $59 on barronsjewelers.com to engagement rings from the greatest designers. Barron's has the selection and prices you want. Barron's can also design any heirloom quality one-of-a-kind piece of jewelry. Visit Barron's in the Hacienda Crossings in Dublin. Barron's, a legacy of elegance.
Attention investors, not earning 18 to 21%? Then you're losing big time. National Realty's Class A Property Fund includes prime income producing property built far below market value. You're secured. You're recession-proof with large apartment buildings. You're diversified. This portfolio has $600 million in new construction equity value. Once you see these Class A locations, you'll wonder what took you so long to call. Call 201-210-2727. That's 201-210-2727. Offer buyer selling securities only made by a private placement memorandum. Read first and invest wisely. Past performance is no guarantee of future result. National Real Estate Development Firm. Visit NRIA.net.
Hey, let's talk about that Wednesday afternoon commute. We're going to get the latest from Cheryl in your local Honda Dealers Traffic Center.
It is very slow, and especially in Pleasanton on 580 or Tilton Auto Body Collision Cam and Joe Hughes.
Cheryl, this got set off by a crash right at Santa Rita Road that has the right lane blocked off. Since then, it's been a slow bumper-to-bumper crawl on 580 in the eastbound direction, right from Eden Canyon, continuing out all the way past the scene of the crash. Then you find slow traffic up the Altamont. That's going to be slow from Vasco Road pretty much to the 205 split.
San Mateo Bridge, injury crash, coming off the Span East 92 past the Full Plaza has been cleared from lanes, but that's why it's so bad from El Camino Real crossing over into Hayward. And a new accident in San Jose. This is reported on 85 southbound past Camden. 3 vehicles blocking the middle lane there. It's backed up in stretches from 280. Your next update, 428 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Our KCBS Bay Area weather forecast next. This time around, it's the Mancini Sleep World 6-day outlook. Enjoy big savings during Mancini Sleep World's 50th anniversary mattress sale. Visit sleepworld.com. We're going to check back once again with Paul Diano. He is keeping watch in the KPIX 5 Weather Center.
No rainfall throughout the Bay Area. We'll be cloud up a bit in the afternoon, not before we hit the low to mid-50s. Similar story tomorrow. Clear skies overnight, a cold start. We'll have a finish in the low to mid-50s, almost then mild, but it's not going to be mild. It's going to feel chilly. Partly sunny skies in the afternoon. Temperatures running 5 to 7 degrees cooler than average. We stay chilly on Friday, but now we reintroduce rainfall to the Bay Area. Friday morning, the North Bay gets rain. Friday afternoon, the rest of the Bay Area. Some light to moderate rain, slowing things down for the Friday evening commute. Scattered showers linger on Saturday. Sunday, another storm. This one, another cold one. Will drop our snow level down to about 3,000 feet. So our highest peaks may get some snow. The rest of the Bay Area will get rainfall. Rain Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, leftover showers into Monday morning. I'm meteorologist Paul Diano, KPIX 5 and KCBS forecast.
Thank you so much, Paul. We've got traffic and weather together on the 8th. All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
It's 4:20 and a quick recap for those of you just joining us regarding this developing story in San Francisco. We have been tracking a 3-alarm fire in the vicinity of Geary Boulevard and Parker Avenue. 4 or 5 buildings involved in this. It all started when the work crew struck a gas line at about 1:30 this afternoon. There had been some concern early on for some unaccounted workers. Everyone has now been accounted for. We're not aware of any injuries. PG&E has capped that gas line. We have a live team coverage update coming up for you in just a few minutes, along with the briefing we expect from San Francisco fire officials.
And now we're going to focus on our top national story. That's what's happening in Virginia. Virginia's leadership crisis rose to a whole new level today. Attorney General Mark Herring today admitted that he dressed in blackface during college. Now Herring, Governor Ralph Northam, and Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax, all Democrats, are each embroiled in separate scandals that threaten their careers. We're going to dig a little deeper. We're going to turn to the KCBS Ring Central Newsline and speak with USF political science professor James Taylor. You know, I almost don't know where to start here, but let me go with the latest development first. Herring today admitting he dressed in blackface, but over the weekend he called on the governor to resign because of the picture in his yearbook because of blackface. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
No, thank you for having me on. And this is really wild. Add to that, there's speculation now that Governor Northam may have been the source of the accusation towards Lieutenant Governor Fairfax to try to disqualify him in order to make sure that Democrats have to think twice about removing Northam. So this may be some friendly fire that, within the Democratic leadership. The Democrats have the state of Virginia has 13 electoral college votes, and Virginia has had a real purple history since 1964, and it's gone red, and it's of late has gone blue, and it's really a state that the Democrats are relying faithfully on in 2020 with Kerry McCullough's success there. But now, with this going on, who knows what to expect?
Professor, pretty disturbing to hear all these reports coming out about individuals dressing up in blackface not that long ago.
You know, I wish we had time to talk about the history of minstrel. It actually evolved out of an admiration that young white Irish workers and black workers shared dancing in their off time around maritime and memory ways around Long Island and Georgia and Louisiana. Wherever there was water and white male and black slave workers, they formed friendships around dancing, and the whites began to black up. Eventually it became a thing of degradation, but originally it was admiration. And at one point, all white men of dignity began to do Jim Crow. Everybody in black America was called Jim Crow, and then the dance was called Jim Crow, and then the dance became so popular, it became the law. After the Plessy versus Ferguson case, the law of segregation became named Jim Crow. So this is all tied back to blackface and minstrel, but what most people don't know is the origins of minstrel in the 1820s through 40s was a thing of admiration. It got degraded, and degradation came in the 1840s to the 1960s, and it was the black movement in the 60s that said we have to erase the minstrel images from public life because they hurt black psychology, black spirits. And if you look at Aunt Jemima pancake mix or Uncle Ben's rice, you still see the last vestiges of the blackface way in which all items in America, just like hip-hop today, is very popular in marketing of items today. And nobody would believe 100 years from now that hip-hop was so popular. 100 years ago, for 100 years, from the 1840s to the 1940s, blackface sold everything in America. So the idea that people are still playing, the irony is, these are men of power that we're talking about. And that's what happened in the 1890s and 1870s and 1860s, that white men of great dignity began walking down the street, jumping around, making a public shame of themselves, dancing Jim Crow. And that became a pop culture. That was the first popular culture in American history, was jumping Jim Crow. Let me say that again. The first popular culture in American history was painting your face black and dancing. And it was popular for 100 years. We have forgotten because Martin Luther King's image has erased it for us.
Well, obviously a lot of layers to this story. We wish we had more time to talk to you about it. USF political science professor James Taylor.
Check out what's happening at the KCBS Super Micro Money Desk as we check in once again with Jason Brooks.
The holidays were not very merry for Electronic Arts, with the company reporting a more than 18% drop in quarterly revenue to $1.6 billion, missing market estimates and resulting in heavy selling in EA stock and rivals like Activision Blizzard and Take-Two. The big problem was the competition, with Epic Games Fortnite continuing to gain in popularity and new releases from other rivals like Activision Blizzard's Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and Take-Two's Red Dead Redemption 2. Another problem was that EA's highly anticipated Battlefield 5 sold about 1 million fewer copies than the company expected. EA stock plunged 13%, Take-Two also down 13%, while Activision Blizzard gave up 10% today. Overall, the market pulled back a little bit. The Dow dropping 21 points to 25,390. NASDAQ down 26 points to 7375. S&P lowered by 6 points to 2731. On the Money Watch, Jason Brooks at KCBS.
Here's one to cross off your to-do list for the new year. Call CertaPro Painters and get on their winter painting schedule now. Hey, it's Kevin the Rat. We've used them twice now, and we'll use them again because they truly are professional. Both of our jobs were immaculate. Fresh paint will add value to your home, and these are local guys too. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. So schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com or call 800-GO-CERTA. That's Certa with a C. As CertaPro Painters say, we do painting, you do life.
How much did you lose in the 2008 recession? If you're like most people, you took a huge financial hit. And now, the world's top economists and investors forecast a financial collapse in the months ahead. But there is a way to protect your money and earn 10 to 12% with no market risk of any kind. Call Reliant Capital, 800-788-1000. They'll explain how to protect your money with an IRA or 401k rollover. Plus, give you the double-digit returns Warren Buffett's been earning for years. Protect what you've worked for. Call 800-788-1000 for your free brochure.
Here's a hard fact. The financial meltdown that caused you to lose a lot of money 8 years ago was never fixed. Big investment firms are now warning their clients to protect themselves against the next financial collapse. If you want to protect your assets and get 10 to 12% return with no market risk, call Reliant Capital, 800-788-1000. Reliant's clients know one of the best kept investment secrets, and it's eligible for an IRA or 401k rollover. Protect what you've worked for. Call for your free brochure, 800-788-1000.
Fertility treatment is a blend of science and the art of patient care. Hear from Dr. Carolyn Gibbons about her work with Pacific Fertility Center.
Hello, I'm Dr. Carolyn Gibbons, and I'm one of the 6 board-certified fertility specialists at Pacific Fertility Center. I feel incredibly fortunate to have spent 17 of my 25 years as a fertility specialist at Pacific Fertility Center. I truly feel we've built a world-class facility when it comes to the science of fertility care. But most of all, we've done it by bringing together an incredible team of physicians, scientists, embryologists, nurses, genetic and psychological counselors. I so respect the integrity of our team. We believe not only in providing the best possible clinical care, but doing so in an individualized, patient-focused manner that makes me incredibly...
Should have gone to driving school in New York there, 601.
Cleared on 85 southbound past Camden. 3 cars now on the shoulder, but it's going to be slow. It stretches there from 280. Moving over to San Francisco, reports of an accident coming off the upper deck of the Bay Bridge, West 80 around 5th in the second lane from the left. Thank you, Andrew, of the KCBS phone force. And still dealing with some delays in Napa. Signal light issues, 121 at Sonoma Highway and 121 at Old Sonoma Road. So seeing backups in all the directions to the intersections there. And making our way in San Francisco, we're still avoiding Geary. It is shut down between the Sonic and Arquilla.
That's cool. I think 504 Road Trips was going to head up there later this year at some point also. So we're sitting in traffic here, so I'll chime in and say thank you to everybody who's tuning in right now. I know it's, what time is it? It's 4:30 on the Pacific Coast, so it's 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We are on Interstate 80. We just got out of San Francisco. We just crossed the Bay Bridge, and we are passing through the MacArthur Maze interchange, which is where Interstates 80, 580, and 880 come together just to the west of downtown Oakland. And we're turning to the north to stay on 80 eastbound to enter the East Shore Freeway, which takes you up in the direction of San Rafael, Richmond, and ultimately Sacramento. I've been out here in California since Friday, February 1st. In that time, I've covered most of the San Francisco Bay Area's highways, including quite a lengthy film session day today. Today, however, is going to be my last day in the Bay Area for a few days. I'm going to have to break off from San Francisco related things. I'm going to be getting on to my next metropolitan area. But I will be back in San Francisco to finish out whatever is left before deciding on somewhere else to go before the end of the trip. Again, we're now in Berkeley, California. We're on Interstate 80 eastbound. And it's the afternoon rush in the San Francisco Bay metro area. Thanks for watching.
You're listening to continuing coverage of breaking news on the Bay Area's news station, KCBS.
KCBS News Time, 4:32. That breaking news if you're just joining us in San Francisco this afternoon. Patty.
Yeah, crews have finally gotten the upper hand on a 3-alarm fire in San Francisco's inner Richmond that was started after crews dug into a gas line. KCBS's Megan Goldsby, part of our team coverage covering the story. She's going to join us now live with the very latest. Megan?
Right, Patty, that fire is completely out now, the fire that was shooting up in the middle of the street. And in fact, we don't have the smoke that was swirling around these buildings, which is giving me my first chance to really see about a half a block away what these buildings look like now. And the building with the restaurants in it appears to me from here to be completely destroyed. It's gutted on the top and bottom. All you can see inside is glass. Now, there are still firefighters on that roof, a tiny, tiny little puff of smoke coming out of the top of the roof, so they're still focused on that, but for all intents and purposes, this fire is out. It all started around 1:15 this afternoon. The San Francisco Fire Chief, Joanne Hayes White.
Obviously, this is the early stages. PG&E has been on scene, working shoulder to shoulder with us, trying to mitigate the system. We believe there was a private contractor doing some fiber optic work in the street when a gas line was dead.
And then for more than 2 hours, we watched flames curling up around 3 stories into the air before that line was finally shut off by PG&E. The chief did express she wished that had been able to happen sooner. These flames did damage 5 buildings in all, but no report of any injuries or anyone missing. We're waiting for an update now that we hear is going to include Mayor London Breed. At this point, that's scheduled for 4:45 this afternoon. Reporting live in the Inner Richmond, Megan Goldsby, KCBS.
So, Megan, as best we could figure from the overhead shots, it appeared that PG&E crews had to dig into the street to get upstream of the leak and actually cap that pipe.
Right, and the chief said that the gas lines are very deep. I mean, they're deep so that things like this don't happen. So it took them a while to get to it. She wishes it had taken fewer than 2 hours, though.
And Megan, for us, after watching the initial footage from the scene, the fact that nobody was injured with the flames leaping up 3 stories higher is pretty amazing.
It's incredible. You can see these flames.
Just to give you an example, I'm driving a 2019 Nissan Altima rental. This car gets about a range of 500 miles or so, maybe a little less than that. I filled up the gas tank before I started my film session work today at about 9:30 a.m. I actually filled up right off of this next exit at Ashby. So I filled up there. I haven't touched the gas tank since then. It's telling me I got 150 miles of gasoline left. So when I fill up once early in the day, that gets me through the day, so I don't have to stop in the middle of the day. Get all my stuff out of the way in the morning during the rush hour, so that during the off-peak hours when traffic is lighter, you can spend more time on the road instead of chasing stuff around that you really should take care of in the morning. I will post an update on my Facebook page to kind of summarize the past week out here. But I'll let you guys know that at this point, I've finished coverage of Interstates 280, 380, 580, 680, 780, 980, 205, and 238. The rest of 880 I'll have to get next week, and there's a bit of 80 in this general area that I still need to get, including the Bay Bridge. I still haven't really done a video of the Bay Bridge yet, so I'll have to come back to that next week. But I did film all the other bridges in the Bay Area, so there's a lot of coverage of the Golden Gate Bridge already, and all the other bridges over the Bay, San Mateo, the Richmond Bridge, Dumbarton Bridge. So you can know that those videos are already done. Those bridges are done. In general, there's not really all that much left to do. There's probably a couple more weekdays worth of stuff out there for me to cover, and then San Francisco Bay will be wrapped up.
morning, Dr. Summer.
How were your holidays, Mr. Winter?
Cloudy with a chance of rain.
Confusing forecast for feeling.
Easy for you to say, Doc. Your name is Summer. Summer Spot.
Like the hot deals during S&G Carpet store-wide winter sale?
S&G named a store-wide sale after what?
Close your umbrella, Mr. Winter.
I thought I felt something.
That's just the feeling you get from saving hundreds, even thousands during S&G's winter sale. Go in, see their huge selection of carpet and hard surface flooring. Ask for a bid, then compare S&G's price and selection to the big box stores.
I will. Right after I strip off my lawn underwear. I am burning up after
And I knew that was coming.
Save hundreds, even thousands during S&G's winter sale. Stop in and discover that no one beats our prices and selection. In fact, we'll beat any competitor's written estimate by 10%. Plus, our itemized bids show you exactly what you're paying for. Go to sgcarpet.com for the store nearest you or to make a free home appointment.
KCBS News Time 441. This commercial news is sponsored by Shade Limited.
A senior facility employee in Colma is facing a 2-year prison term for assaulting an 87-year-old woman. KCBS's Marty Schaefer reports from Redwood City. The man was prosecuted with work from the district attorney's elder abuse unit. A former medical technician at the Peninsula Reflection Senior Facility in Colma, 46-year-old Chris Van Boosbach, pleaded no contest to assaulting an 87-year-old woman, tossing her on the bed and holding a pillow over her face, an encounter reported by a fellow employee on his phone.
He was just frustrated, angry, and he attacked our victim here, used a weapon to do so, and in the course of that, caused her pretty serious injury.
That is San Mateo County District Attorney Steve Wagstaff. The woman has dementia and was said to be out on a walk around midnight, blocking the hallway with a rocker before the assault occurred. She does not remember the encounter. San Mateo DA has an elder abuse.
Here at On Station.
It's the kind of out-of-the-box thinking that people find intriguing.
So like the lady with the track problem.
Alan, who travels all over the world, said underground could be the key to gridlock.
Even in Asia, they have a lot of underground. In Japan, they've got a lot of underground railways and subways and stuff, and we don't. Even New York has subways, and so our transportation here in the Bay Area isn't that swell.
JJ, who arrived here from Seattle on Amtrak, was also a fan.
I think it sounds good. I think it would be a good idea for everybody concerned, for the community and the traffic control.
Earl Ricardo said the airport would be the perfect test for Elon Musk's as-yet unproven tunnel boring idea.
The airport affords us opportunity over a relatively short distance of just 2 miles to understand and demonstrate technology that may be viable. And if it works there, then certainly it tells us something about what it might work elsewhere.
In San Jose, Mike Goldman, KCBS.
Tesla is slashing the base price of its mass market Model 3. The electric car company has lowered the starting price of the car by $1,100 down to $42,900. That's still a ways off from its stated target of $35,000 to make electric cars more affordable for the masses.
KCBS News Time 444. We've got your sports coming right up.
If you're interested in flipping 5 to 6 houses this year to supplement your income, then Nick Bertucci has an opportunity for you. Over the last 10 years, Nick has flipped over 800 houses using his 3G strategy: getting in, getting out, and getting paid. The Bay Area is perfect for Nick's strategies.
Yeah, all right, we're going to take you live to a news briefing right now. This is San Francisco Mayor London Breed talking about the fire today. This was at Gary Boulevard and Parker Avenue.
Gary and Parker in this particular neighborhood, and unfortunately, this happened, but the good news is that no one was injured or hurt thanks to the quick response that happened with the San Francisco Fire Department and the San Francisco Police Department. I am grateful for their service, and at this time, we don't have information as to the number of individuals that are going to be impacted, but we do have a number of departments who are here to work with not only the merchants, but the residents who have been impacted by this particular incident. And so at this time, I just wanted to make it clear that the chief is here of the fire department, the police chief is here as well, a representative from PG&E, as well as the Department of Emergency Management and the Red Cross. Together, we are working to address this particular issue, and we want to appreciate the neighborhood for their cooperation, appreciate the residents of San Francisco for avoiding the area while we address this issue at this time. And with that, I want to turn it over to as well as our district supervisor, Catherine Stephanie. Both are interested and very involved in the incipient stages of this incident and have now responded so that they'll get a full briefing once this conference is over. As the mayor stated, at 1:18 we were called to the scene. We very quickly determined and declared a working fire. It then escalated to a second alarm and a third alarm, which equates to about 120 members of our department. Our understanding is that there was a gas line breached by workers, construction workers working on fiber optics underneath the asphalt. We had free-flowing flames due to the gas leak for approximately 2 hours and 15 minutes. PG&E did respond to the scene and eventually were able to mitigate the incident. We were under control at 4:18. There were particular challenges. This is a densely populated area, middle of the day. What we did quickly with our partners in the police department, parking and traffic, as well as DEM, we made sure we cordoned off the area. We put out a lot of information to keep people safe. All of our collective goals is life safety, and I'm happy to report at this time no injuries or missing folks as related to this incident. And what our objective was not only to keep everyone safe, but to contain the fire. It was free-flowing for over 2 hours, and so we put up water curtains. We used defensive tactics to make sure that our firefighters were kept safe and to protect the other structures. There were a total of 5 buildings involved. The Department of Building Inspection is on scene to assess the structural integrity of all buildings involved. This is still an active incident, but it is under control at this time. Again, under Mayor Breed's leadership, she prioritizes public safety. There's a team of us, all with the same objective, to get this corner at Geary and Parker up and running as soon as possible. PG&E is also on the scene, and we'll be answering some questions. And at this time, I know we're going to hear from the District Supervisor, Catherine Stephanie, but at this time I'd like to introduce and to say a few words our Police Chief, Bill Scott.
Good afternoon, everybody. I don't want to rehash anything that's been said. We are working as a city family to get this area back to normal as soon as possible. We realize that there are a lot of people that have been impacted by this. A lot of people that have been impacted by this incident. So we are asking please avoid the area if you don't have to be in the area. Geary Street will be closed overnight, and so the crews can do the work basically from Beaumont to Parker, Spruce to Stanton. So kind of one block area around the incident will be closed off. If you live in the area, work in the area, we have officers and parking control officers posted at the perimeter. Just see one of them and we'll try to get you to your residence if we can. But we're asking that everybody avoids the area, and we're going to work as hard as we can along with the other members of the city family to get this area back to normal as soon as possible. Thank you. Now I'll turn it over to Supervisor Stephanie.
Thank you, Chief. I'm Catherine Stephanie, the District 2 Supervisor, and I first of all just want to start off by thanking Mayor Breed for her leadership and her efforts towards public safety. It's one of the reasons why I think we've had such a great response. I also want to thank Chief Hayes White and Chief Scott for being out here today, and all the first responders. And I just want to let the residents know and neighbors know that my office is on hand to help you navigate the challenges that have come from this. So feel free to be in touch with my office, and we will be following this closely. Thank you.
Another thing that I wanted to mention is that has been designated Mel's Diner at 3355 Geary has been designated as a relocation site for those that maybe have been at work today and come home to find this. They can get some support from the Red Cross, and there are plans underway. It's undetermined, as the mayor said, exactly how many might be displaced, but we are anticipating a number of residents, and we are working on plans at this time to provide shelter for them this evening. I also wanted to take the opportunity to thank all the men and women of the San Francisco Fire Department. I've been out here since about 1:30 this afternoon for the great work that they do each and every day. And certainly this was a challenging incident. Our incident commander, I think, should be somewhere, Rex Hale. Chief Hale, we were classmates 29 years ago, did a phenomenal job. It's difficult to track everything and keep everyone safe, and so I just wanted to, man a few words, but I just wanted to say he did a phenomenal job in bringing this fire under control. That's the men and women of San Francisco Fire Department. And I know we have a representative, I know Paul Doherty, and I'm sorry I'm forgetting your name. Fisher from PG&E is now here.
I get more.
Hi, my name is Blair Jones, Pacific Gas Company. Be happy to. Hello, my name is Blair Jones with Pacific Gas Electric Company. First and foremost, I just want to make a big shout out to our first responders. We've got a wonderful partnership with them here in the city of San Francisco and of course throughout the state. So a big shout out to how they responded and their ongoing partnership. I also want to extend my appreciation to the PG&E team, our PG&E crews that responded to the scene. This was not an easy incident. It's a very complex situation that they were dealing with, but they responded safely, as quickly as possible, put together a game plan to isolate the system, and at all times ensured that the area and our first responders, they themselves were safe. So a big shout out to our crews for the work they did. Our focus now obviously is on restoration. We've got about 300 customers without gas right now. As you know, it's cold, so we're trying to restore service as quickly as possible as we can to them. There's also about 2,500 electric customers without service. Again, we know it's cold, and we know it's almost after work, and people would like to come home to electric and gas service. So we are working around the clock to restore that as quickly as possible. Thank you.
The timeline of when you got to the time when you were able to shut off the gas. What was happening with PG&E's plan to restore?
So I believe the question she had is what was happening after we were alerted to the situation. So first and foremost, we ranging from 2 inches to 12 inches. We also have water, perhaps fiber. We also have electric. So it is not as simple as just digging right in and isolating a valve or pinching off a gas line. You have to go slow. And that's for several reasons. State law requires us that if we know that there is a gas line within 24 inches of asphalt above the or beneath the surface, that we have to hand dig. You can imagine trying to hand dig into asphalt. It takes time. So we needed to go slow. We needed to put together a plan first, then slowly, methodically hand dig to get to points where we could shut off valves or pinch lines to shut off service. I also mentioned that it's very cold right now. If we do this wrong and shut off gas to potentially hundreds, maybe thousands of more people in San Francisco. So we're trying to do this in a way that's safe, of course, that's first and foremost. Also a way that's least disruptive to people, so they can go home to electricity and gas. But again, first and foremost, you have to understand it's a complex array of utilities down there, and it takes time.
Now, the construction workers that agreed to the gas line, what is PG&E and how can you guarantee they're doing that?
Thank you for that question. This was a third-party incident. It's referred to as a third-party dig-in. The individuals were not affiliated with PG in any way.
How can you guarantee it won't happen again?
How can I guarantee a third party won't dig into utility lines? I'm going to repeat the question. How can we guarantee a third party won't dig into our lines? So our focus on that is that there's a system called Call USA or Call 81 before you dig. It's a good reminder before anyone digs into utility, or before anyone's going to dig underground in the city of San Francisco, of course, throughout the state. Call 81 before you dig. People will come out and mark and locate it, so we can tell you what is underground and you know where utilities are so you don't dig into. These individuals here had a USA ticket. They had called out. We are aware of that. I don't have any more information of why this happened beyond that.
Do you know if they have experience digging through asphalt and all of that? Do you know anything about that company?
I'm sorry, I don't have any information on the third parties. I'm sorry.
How recently on those maps, you said that they called in. What degree of reliability and confidence do you have in the mapping and the information that they were given, that it was accurate? How often do you go over this?
We have full confidence. And to your question, sir, on the response time, I'm happy to address that. And there's three factors here, and I'll repeat it. Happy to repeat it. Thank you for the question. One, we get on the scene. We need to come up with a plan to isolate the situation. We need to make sure our crews are safe. And of course, we want to make sure our first responders are safe. That's our top priority. The second part is, as I said earlier, it is a complex web of utilities beneath us. We need to go slow. We need to be methodical. State law requires us to only hand dig. If you've ever tried to dig through a street with a shovel, and I'm sure very few people have, but I can guarantee you it is a difficult proposition. So we need to go slow, and you can imagine the conditions our crew were working in while they were trying to do that. Third, we want to be methodical about what lines we shut off, because we don't want to shut off gas, electricity, the thousands of San Franciscans when it's very cold outside. Thank you.
That's a big question. Are there going to be? Is it going to take 2 hours to turn off all the gas across the city?
Okay, that concludes our joint media event. You've been listening to live coverage of a news briefing in San Francisco. Authorities weighing in with various perspectives on that 3-alarm fire in the vicinity of Geary Boulevard and Parkers Avenue. We heard from Mayor London Breed, Fire Chief Joanne Hayes White, Police Chief Bill Scott, and most recently there, PG&E Representative Blair Jones.
And Jeff, I think one of the big takeaways going forward is that there are people who live and work in that area who are not going to have utilities. So you heard them say there are 300 customers, gas customers that don't have gas right now, 2,500 electric customers. They're going to be working as fast as they can to restore both of those services. Also, they didn't put a number on this, but there are a number of people displaced that were living in apartments in that building. They've set up a shelter at Mel's, but they're not going to have a place to sleep tonight.
This is true. Much more to come. We have live team coverage for you lined up for the coming half hour. Just going to give you a quick update on what happened on Wall Street today. The very latest now from the KCBS Supermicro Intel Money Desk. Mixed bag of corporate earnings nudged U.S. stocks slightly lower today, snapping the market's 5-day winning streak. The Dow lost 21 points to close at 25,390. S&P 500 dropped 6, and the NASDAQ shed 26 points, closing at 73.75. We have traffic and weather together. Kevin Loretta.
Pop quiz. If you sell a home for $500,000, how much would a traditional real estate agent charge a commission? If you guessed $25,000 to $30,000, you're right. But if you think that's the only way, you're wrong. This is why thousands of homeowners are making the switch to Rex. With Rex, you get a dedicated agent and a full-service experience at a fraction of the cost. Rex uses game-changing technology to cut out the middleman and save homeowners tens of thousands of dollars in fees. See if you qualify by visiting sellwithrex.com. Once again, visit sellwithrex.com. Remember, this is your home. Why give an insane amount of equity away to an agent? Rex offers the lowest fee in the industry without skimping on service. You'll work with a licensed local expert with you every step of the way. Get the most out of your home. See if you qualify by visiting sellwithrex.com. Once again, visit sellwithrex.com. Rex Real Estate Exchange Inc. DRE license 019761010. Minimum fee applies.
4:58, and another look at KCBS traffic from Cheryl in your local Honda dealer's traffic center.
Crash on Highway 4, always slow there, but eastbound 4 past 680, 2 cars and a motorcycle in the left lane, and very slow making your way out of San Francisco. It's bad for Wednesday. North 101, Terminal 4, Cesar Chavez. Heavy on the peninsula, South 101, Ralston to Marsh, and North 101, Whipple to 92, which is bad eastbound over the San Mateo Bridge due to an earlier crash in Hayward. That is long gone. Your next update, 5:08 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Going to get cold tonight. We're talking about lows dipping into the mid-20s in the North Bay, low 30s inland, 30s to low 40s around the Bay and at the coast. Tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy depending on where you are. It's going to be fairly cool again. Much like today, those temperatures confined to the upper 40s to low to mid-50s. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on KCBS.
It's Wednesday, February 6th.
I'm Megan Goldsby in San Francisco, where after more than 2 hours, crews capped a gas leak at Geary and Parker in the city's inner Richmond. I'm Carrie Hudasek in Oakland, where a federal lawsuit has been filed against police in connection with the shooting death of a homeless man last year.
Political turmoil mounts in Richmond with the state's top 3 elected Democrats under fire tonight. I'm Jeff Bell.
I'm Patty Rising.
When you need to know, KCBS AM, KFRC FM, and HD1. San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, a radio.com station.
Is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Pam Coulter. Virginia's political crisis has some veteran Democratic politicians reeling. CBS's Bill Rakoff reports.
This week has just made me sick.
Senator Tim Kaine summing up the controversy in Virginia's capital of Richmond, a governor who refuses to step down over a racial photo on his yearbook page, a lieutenant governor who denies accusations he forced a woman to perform oral sex on him at the Democratic convention in 2004, and an attorney general who admitted to wearing blackface to a party in the early 80s. The stories even prompted this question of Kaine.
Have you ever worn blackface?
No, I never have. Bill Ray Rakoff, CBS News.
Even before she's formally launched her 2020 presidential campaign, Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren is under fire for not only claiming she was of Native American heritage, but for how she's handled the controversy. She addressed the issue today.
There really is an important distinction of tribal citizenship. I am not a member of a tribe, and I have apologized for not being more sensitive to that distinction.
Shrugging off President Trump's warning against ridiculous partisan investigations, House Intelligence Committee Chair Adam Schiff is pushing ahead.
We will also be announcing the parameters of our investigation, which go beyond Russia, but in some will allow us to investigate any credible allegation that financial interests or other interests are driving decision-making of the president or anyone in the administration.
President Trump does not believe the House has a legitimate oversight interest in his financial dealings.
And on what basis would he do that? He has no basis to do that. He's just a political hack.
New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham is withdrawing all but 120 National Guard troops from the border with Mexico. She says they'll provide humanitarian help to immigrants. The Democratic governor rejects the president's claim of a national crisis at the border.
We will not militarize the border. We will not use our assets, including the National Guard, in an inappropriate way.
The parents of an Alabama man mistakenly shot and killed by a police officer joined a protest outside the state attorney general's office. Attorney General Steve Marshall declined to press charges against the officer. Atlantic Bradford Sr. called Marshall a coward.
My son was murdered. You had no intention of doing the right thing from the start.
A 5-day-long rally ended on Wall Street today. The Dow dropped 21 points. NASDAQ was off 26. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance. Pick from a range of coverage options with the Name Your Price tool to find a price that works for you. Find out more at Progressive.com.
Huge plumes of fire and smoke shot into the air in a San Francisco neighborhood this afternoon.
Our understanding is that there was a gas line breach by construction workers.
Flames ignited multiple buildings, prompting a massive response by firefighters and evacuations of nearby buildings.
The Air District has inspectors on site, and they are telling us that the smoke impacts from this fire are mostly localized.
We have team coverage of this developing story throughout the afternoon.
Indeed, we do. Good afternoon. It's 5:03. I'm Jeff Bell.
I'm Patty Rising.
And I'm Megan Goldsby in San Francisco's Inner Richmond, where PG&E crews have shut off that gas main break, but not before a fire damaged 5 buildings. Was just at a briefing minutes ago with the fire police chief and the supervisor of this district, along with San Francisco Mayor London Breed.
Unfortunately, this happened, but the good news is that no one was injured or hurt, thanks to the quick response that happened with the San Francisco Fire Department and the San Francisco Police Department. I am grateful for their service.
They started at 1:18 this afternoon when the third-party contractors were putting fiber optic cables in the ground and apparently struck a gas line. That's what set the flames shooting into the air, and those flames were taller than every building around them in this neighborhood. It was quite the sight to see, and then PG&E was not able to shut that off for over 2 hours. And then PG&E just spoke at the news conference saying it was because it was such a complex situation. In fact, they had to hand dig to get into that line. They couldn't use heavy equipment. They also had to come up with a plan to shut it off. And it's such a cold day. They said they didn't want to shut it off to everyone in this huge area when perhaps thousands of people might be without gas. So it did take them quite some time to shut that off. Now, people were terrified when this explosion happened. They were running in every direction. We've heard a few interesting stories about that. And Marky Schaefer with KCBS has been speaking to some of those people and joins us now live.
Well, that's right, Megan. It was quite a spectacle. Hundreds were watching the flames and the firefighters battling flames at Amden Parker. This is just up the hill and quite a view looking down. It was a sound that Tara Maynard will never forget.
Picking up my niece from school, I heard the rumble. I sounded like a rumble. I haven't thought it was an earthquake, but and then I was just